Hi everybody! Today I'm making a video on how I am mentally going to be preparing for my upcoming 2023 Appalachian Trail through hike. So for anybody that's new to my channel, I am going to be attempting to through hike the entire 2,194 mile Appalachian Trail early next year in 2023. So anytime I tell people that I'm going to be through hiking the Appalachian Trail, one of the first kind of reactions I get out of people is, aren't you scared? And I think that's a little bit of like a natural reaction for people, because it obviously sounds pretty scary to be saying that you're going to be living in the woods and hiking for 6 months. Yes, I am scared, but I'm also really excited. Today I want to talk about some of the ways I'm mentally preparing for a through hike. For people that kind of are aware of, the Appalachian Trail and what it takes to through hike, that they say that it's mostly a mental feat. It is physical, of course. Like if you're not physically in shape, you're going to have a harder time. And it does take a ton of physical strength to be able to climb up and down mountains all day, every day. But pretty much anybody can do it as long as you have the right mindset and you have like the will and determination. So one of the first things that I did to mentally prepare for the through hike was I did a lot of research. So by that, I mean, I did a lot of research watching videos on YouTube, researching on Google. I've been reading, some books. Also, I look on Facebook a lot. There's a lot of great Appalachian Trail groups on Facebook. There's a women's group, a section hiking group, a general group for the year that it is for anybody that's on the trail that year. And then there's also a Appalachian Trail 2023 through hiking page. So anytime I have a question or I need some advice or input on something, I'll go on those groups and I'll ask people to kind of give me advice or tell me, the best piece of gear or why they do something a certain way. And especially in the section hiking group and the pass through hiking groups, because those are people that have already done it or frequently go out on trail, and they usually have a lot of good stuff to say. So I feel like by doing a lot of research and kind of really learning about what I'm about to do, it's helped with anxiety, and so that I know what I need to do when I get out there and I'm not like, oh my God, what is happening? Of course, with research, I obviously researched gear. I want to make sure that I had good gear that is proven to work, that other people have taken on the trail. Obviously there's so much good gear on the market, so I obviously chose what I thought was best for me, for my budget. But it is really important to get good gear and make sure you have, if you're starting in the winter, you need to make sure you have the proper winter gear, because that can easily take you off trail. So by doing gear research, I do feel like it's contributing to my mental preparation. Second thing that I'm doing to prepare is I've been going on Shakedown hikes. I've done probably 3 of them. I've obviously done like other camping trips where I've used some of my gear, like my tent and all that. So I would say I've used most of my gear a good amount, but actual like backpacking trips, I've done a couple overnighters and like a 2-day trip. Nothing really long, just because I work a lot and I just haven't really gotten to doing anything like for a week. That's really important so that you don't go out there just winging it and using the gear for the first time, because if something goes wrong, you're already out there now, so it's a lot harder to adjust your gear and like make changes and stuff compared to if you do shakedown hikes. The third ways that I'm mentally preparing is I told pretty much everybody that I'm doing this through hike. Like I told my parents I want to do this like a year and a half ago. My boyfriend found out like pretty much within 2 days of me deciding I want to do this. And then over time I told like my friends, and then slowly my boss and like coworkers and stuff. I have like an interesting situation with my job. I can come back after the hike, so it wasn't an issue to tell my boss. Telling everybody though, and like announcing it on social media, recently, like I think I did over the summer, it kind of holds me accountable, doesn't let me back out. Not saying I would back out, because I'm very dead set on doing this, but I think that was good for my mental preparation, because not only does it help me sure that it actually happens because people know about it, but by telling people, I get a lot of encouraging words and people telling me that that's amazing, that they wish that they traveled and did stuff like that when they were younger. People that are telling me they wish they could have hiked the Appalachian Trail. I've had a couple people tell me that. My friends are really supportive. I really couldn't ask for like more supportive friend. Like when I'm saying, oh, you know, if I make it to Maine, or I don't know, we'll see how long I'm out there, they tell me, they're like, no, Gabby, you're going to be able to do it. Like, I know you can. I know you're capable of it. It definitely helps mentally, because personally, I'm really hard on myself. It's like, you want to be realistic and you want to know that things can happen out there, and that's why only 1 in 5 people complete a thru hike. But at the same time, you don't want to be down on yourself and have low confidence, because that's going to prevent you from like completing the thru hike. So there's like a fine line. You don't want to be cocky, because obviously anything happens, but you don't want to be like too sensitive and be like, well, I don't know, and like not believe in yourself. So my friends and like family and stuff are definitely like helpful. One of the 4th things that I'm doing is talking to other people that are attempting to hike the Appalachian Trail next year. We all kind of share similar like worries and fears, and I think it's good to talk to other people that are going to be doing it next year and kind of talk about like what gear you're bringing and like when your start date is. And I've met like 4 or 5 people already that I talk to on a normal basis that are hiking the Appalachian Trail next year, and we all kind of have different start dates, so it's not that I'm gonna meet them on trail, but I've actually like gone to hike with 2 of them, and it's just good to know people. And even if I don't see them out there, like I can talk to them because I know they'll be going through the same stuff as me. It makes me feel like I'm not alone in the things that I'm worried about. The 5th thing that I'm doing to prepare for the Appalachian Trail is I'm reading the Appalachian Trials. I was recommended to read this book by like a bunch of people, so I've been reading this book. It's really good. I do recommend it. I think I got it on Amazon. I'm like a 1/3 into this book right now, and it's really good. This book was written by Zach Davis. He successfully thru-hiked the Appalachian Trail. He talks about the ways to psychologically and emotionally prepare for a thru hike, and he says that if you read this book fully and you commit to doing everything he says to do in this book, you will successfully hike the Appalachian Trail. Obviously, it's up to me to, you know, have the same mindset that he's telling me to have in this book, but it's a really good book. For anybody that hasn't read it, he basically starts out by telling you to like make a list of why you want to hike the Appalachian Trail, and how you would feel if you complete the Appalachian Trail, and how you would feel if you didn't complete the Appalachian Trail, and your reasons for wanting to be out there. And he tells you to refer to that every day, anytime that you're having a bad day or you're questioning why you're out there. So by reading this book, I made a list for myself on my phone that I will read when I'm having a bad day. It's also really helping me to realize that like the trail is not going to be easy. It's not it's not going to be romanticized like it is on social media, and it's really mentally hard. It's very rewarding, and I know there's gonna be days that are amazing and days that are downright awful. So it's helpful for him to give me like a realistic side of it, and tell me stories from his hike. Times that didn't go so great turned out better. You know, they always say like, if you're upset because you're wet, just remember you're always gonna get dry, and everything passes, and you know, no pain, no rain, no Maine. And lastly, very short, but the last thing I'm doing is I'm in therapy. I have a lot of anxiety, so I'm in therapy to try to work through some of it. And my therapist knows that I'm hiking the Appalachian Trail in March. So sometimes we talk about it, and we talk about some of the things I'm worried about, and I'm sure come closer to my start date, as I wrap up my sessions with her, I'm sure she'll give me some great advice. And it's really helpful to talk to a professional that specializes in mental illness, and can kind of help you build confidence, and you can, you know, confide in them. That's definitely very helpful. So that's the end of the video. I just want to talk about some of the ways I'm mentally preparing. I made a video on how I'm physically preparing for the Appalachian Trail. If you want to watch that video, you can click the little thing that appears somewhere on this video and check that out. But yeah, so thank you guys so much for watching. Hope you enjoyed, and I'll see you in the next video.